How's it going, guys? This is Slate here, bringing you the Week 10 team builder for the PMC. We are the Great League Greninjas, coming off a win last week. I know it says Week 9 team builder, but it's okay. I just, forgot to change it. It's okay. It'll say Week 10 builder when I get into the team, so bear with me on that. So anyway, this week we are going up against the Chicago Flock. Yeah, that's our opponent. And yeah, he's actually a replacement for someone who had to step down from the league. So that's cool. I think he inherited one of the best teams. If you did not know, I actually left the IBL. And one of the main reasons was because my team, I just couldn't bear I couldn't use that team, with a Charizard Y and like 4 other rock weaknesses. And like the only reliable hazard removal was defog on Mew. So that was like the only thing that could stop people from getting up rocks. And even that, it's just not as reliable. So anyway, so this dude inherited a really good team. The former coach of this team was actually Aki, whatever. And he was really good. And this guy seems pretty good too. I think he's been in this league for like 3 or 4 weeks, at least 3. I'm not sure about 4, but 3 or 4. So anyway, you can see his team on the right. You can see our team on the left. I'm just gonna go over his team real quick. He's got Mega Venusaur, very bulky mon. You can run it specially defensive or physically defensive. Either one, it's gonna be tanking hits. So you definitely have to watch out for that. Rotom Wash is another very bulky mon. It pairs really well with Mega Venusaur because Mega Venusaur has that flying weakness, and Rotom is resistant to that. And then Rotom is weak to grass, and Venusaur obviously 4 times resists that, being grass and poison. So that's cool. Great Volt Switcher, it can do that. It's actually got a pretty good matchup against my team, because I only have a few switch-ins to it, so yeah, it's unfortunate, because my only Volt Switch switch-in is Gligar, and Gligar gets hit really hard with Hydro Pump. But so that's that. Next up is Thundurus, great prankster T-Waver. It can U-turn and Volt Switch, so either one. Again, Gligar can switch into a Volt Switch, but he's probably going to bring HP Ice for that, so you never know. It can also set up with Nasty Plot. It can taunt. It has some great coverage moves. It's just a great mon overall, and very fast and very strong. So next up, Hydreigon. I fully expect that thing to come and to be max speed, max special attack, timid, Choice Scarf. Like, that's literally the set I'm predicting. Probably Draco Meteor, Dark Pulse, Flamethrower, and U-turn. I could see that coming. That just seems like a really solid set for him to bring. So I do fully expect that thing to come. Maybe not that exact set, but somewhere along the lines of that. So next up is Slurpuff. I've seen a few of his videos. He really wants to get Slurpuff in the MVP race. So you definitely gotta watch out for that. He's probably gonna bring it just because of that. He might bring it special to be able to hit Mega Scizor with the Flamethrower, but he might just completely ignore that and hit me with a max attack Drain Punch after the belly drum. So I do have Bullet Punch though. So anyway, next up is Infernape, which is in my opinion his biggest threat to my team. It's very offensive. I don't really have a switch in. Like, my best thing would be Gligar, but if he brings HP Ice, So anyway, it's great against Mega Scizor. It's great against Greninja for like Mach Punch. It can be good against Gengar if he brings Choice Scarf. It's great against Kyurem. It's great against Whimsicott. It's great against Magnezone. I guess Slowking would be nice, but it does get U-turn. It's great against Hitmonlee, and it's great against Pyro. So it's definitely coming. I can't see how he wouldn't bring it. I'm guessing maybe Choice Scarf as well, but who knows? That thing could run so many different sets. So yeah. Next up, Crobat. It's very fast. It's a defogger. It's very supportive. Can get taunt, U-turn. He had a lot of switch initiative with U-turn and Volt Switch on his team, so we definitely gotta watch out for that. It's pretty strong with the Choice Banded Brave Bird. That could be unfortunate to deal with, but I don't really foresee that thing being a huge threat. Why did my voice just go so high there? I don't really see it being too offensive against my team, but who knows? It could do some stuff. So anyway, next up is Granbull, his other fairy, more defensive obviously than Slurpuff. Gets Intimidate, it can Thunder Wave, it can taunt, it can heal Bell, but it's very offensive. People kind of forget it. They sleep on its offensive capabilities, just because it's more use of more of like a support mon. But Choice Banded, Adamant Playoff is gonna be hitting something hard. It also gets things like Close Combat and Earthquake and Crunch, I think, so that's cool. Next up, Rhyperior does have 2 4x weaknesses to Grass and Water, which is why I think he's not going to bring it maybe, but he could bring it, who knows. So, it's very slow, but it's got great HP, it's got great attack, and it's got great defense. Those are the 3 things going for it, is its first 3 stats. So, if that thing comes, it's just a monster. Like, it's pretty intimidating to see just on the field. So, next up is Dusclops, very bulky with the Eviolite. I could see him bringing it to stop some of my offensive threats because it is very bulky. So, it can get Pain Split too, which can be annoying. It's just a really annoying mon to deal with. And finally, he's got the Steelix. Steelix is pretty cool. It's his second ground type, but I feel like he might bring it just for the Mega Scissor as a Mega Scissor trick switch in. He does have certain things that can switch in, but Steelix is really reliable for him. So he might bring it, but it's pretty slow. It's very bulky though, so honestly, this is the one battle that I'm gonna have the least confidence in. Just gonna say that right now. Like, if I had 100 people in my head, probably about maybe like 3 of them would say that I was gonna win this. So I'm like 3% confident that we're gonna win this, but like literally that's how I feel about this. But we're gonna try to win, man. I have no idea, but I just gonna say right now I'm not expecting to win this. So yeah. Anyway, first up is our Whimsicott. See, it says week 10 now. First up is our Whimsicott Aquaberry. Enough speed to outspeed max speed Infernape. And then Moonblast, Giga Drain, Hurricane, and Tailwind. So you're going to see with this team, we're going to try to set up the Tailwind and put in work. But I looked at his team and I thought immediately, Whimsicott offensively with Hurricane, it can actually put in some decent work against this team. And the Prankster Tailwind's definitely going to be nice. Aquaberry is just for anything with Hidden Power Fire. He might bring he's probably definitely going to, if he does bring Mega Venusaur, he's probably definitely going to have HP Fire on it. So if I have Bliss in and he's going to predict my Mega Scissor to come in, yeah, I am bringing Mega Scissor, by the way. If he predicts my Mega Scissor to come in, he can go for that HP Fire, but I'm going to be able to eat my Aquaberry. It's also there for the Infernape, mainly. Also Heat Wave Thunders could be a thing. Flamethrower Slurpuff, Hidden Power Fire Rotom, Fire Punch Granbull, Flamethrower Hydreigon, Fire Punch Rhyperior, Heat Wave Crobat, and Fire Fang Steelix are basically the main things that I have the Aquaberry here for. And it just looks pretty solid offensively looking at his team. And then the Tailwind's just there. If I know I'm just going to sack this thing off, I can get the Prankster Tailwind off for the rest of my team. Next up, my biggest threat to his team, in my opinion, is the Tornadus. I have just enough speed. It looks like max, but it's actually pretty thought out. My Kyurem, a max speed Kyurem without a Choice Scarf maxed out at 161 speed. So I'm guessing he's going to try to speed creep that because there's no real reason to bring just max speed Infernape. Just for no reason, he'd probably try to speed creep my Kyurem. So I'm going to go with this set because he's going to bring 162 in speed Infernape. And I'm going to have, if he does try to speed creep my Kyurem, and if he does that, I'm going to have 1 more point of speed, because I'm going to have 163, he's going to have 162, so I'm going to be able to outspeed him in every single case, unless he brings Mach Punch or Vacuum Wave, but both of those are resisted, obviously. And so that allows me to go Modest, which is going to make my Choice Specs Hurricanes hit hard, really hard, in fact. I know it might miss, but let's hope it doesn't. Especially defensive Venusaur gets O-Code, Thundurus gets 2 KO'd, just pretty much everything gets 2 KO'd. Like, U-Turn's just there for initiative if I need it, Sledge Wave is for the fairies if I don't want to try to miss a Hurricane, and Focus Blast is there just for the Steelix and the Rhyperior. So yeah. Next up is Poa. Pretty much same thing, max attack, or max special attack, max speed. Again, I don't want to go timid. Max speed allows me to speed tie, and I'm willing to take that risk with this team. Because you're going to see this team's a little bit weird just because I need to go outside the box to be able to gain an advantage to win this game. Like, that's honestly what I need to do to win. I need to, do as many things as possible to be able to win this game. So if he does, in the event that he speed creeps Kyurem, I'm going to be able to speed tie with him at 162. And I didn't want to be able to ensure the outspeed because I really want that modest. I really want that modest power with the Life Orb and the Psychic. So Tailwind's really going to help out these two. And then other things in the game, or in the team. So anyway, yeah, Sludge Wave, Psychic, Energy Ball. Dazzling Gleam, pretty self-explanatory if you look at his team. So next up, Gligar. We're actually bringing specially defensive Gligar this week, because if you look at his team, it's actually pretty neat. It's kind of good against the Rotom, kind of good against the Thundurus, kind of good against the Hydreigon, if he wants to bring special Crobat. But fun fact for you, Adamant Choice Scarf Infernape does 43% maximum to my Chub, so even like if I switch into a Flare Blitz, I can take one and then get the Tailwind up, or Rocks. I'd probably go for Tailwind and then Rocks, but he'd probably switch. And like, keep in mind that's with no defensive. That's with like 4 defensive and max HP. We should actually probably 244, but I'm pretty sure the team's getting genned right now anyway, so it's okay. So next up, I have Mega Scissor, level 50, obviously. Aerial Ace, Bug Bite, Superpower, Bullet Punch. I really wanted to bring this thing at first, but then I'm like, wait, do I actually? Wait, okay, this is actually wrong. I'm supposed to... Hold on. If you... What was it? It was supposed to be able... I'm supposed to be able to outspeed Mega Venusaur, so it's going to be... The EVs are different. I believe... I could check right now. I guess I will. You can see all the teams here. Let's check Venusaur. At level 50. Yeah. I already changed it, so hopefully the Jenner knows what to do about that. But yeah, we're going for 102 just in case he puts 4 on Venusaur. It was a 104. Okay, we can just do that. Okay, there we go. And alrighty then, so we can just, if we do that, we can go to 171. Alright, yeah, that was the set. I had 12 there so that I could outspeed max speed Crobat, but then I'm like, wait, I'm just gonna be bullet punching Crobat anyway. So, and that's priority, so I'm not really gonna need to outspeed Crobat. Instead, I want to be able to outspeed the Venusaur without if I don't get the Tailwind up, or if the Tailwind's already gone by the time I bring this thing in. So Aerial Ace, obviously for the Venusaur and for the Infernape. Bug Bite hits really hard. I really wanted to bring this thing at first, and then I'm like, I don't know if I really want to, and then I ended up bringing it again, because there really isn't too much else I really can bring, because, like, in my opinion, I have a pretty bad matchup against this team. Besides a few things, like Gengar is pretty nice, but I need that Tailwind up to be able to outspeed things like Scarf Hydreigon and stuff, so that's why we have the Tailwind here. So yeah, just try to Tailwind and try to sweep, basically. So and then Superpower for Steelix, but wait for priority. The only week I didn't bring Bullet Punch on Mega Scissor was the week that we lost against Kingdra, so gotta make sure I have that priority there. So next up, or last but not least, is Horizon. Now, this is my Pyroar. Enough speed to outspeed a max speed Adamant or a max speed Adamant or Modest Infernape. So if he goes 252 in his Infernape but does not run a speed beneficial nature, we'll be able to outspeed by 1 point at 151. So I just decided to do that just in case he's just going to go full offensive Choice Banded Adamant, but in that case he's probably going to be able to OHKO me with Mach Punch. So anyway, probably not actually, because we have a little bit of bulk there. So anyway, looking at this set here, we have the Life Orb, Hyper Voice, Fire Blast, Sleep Talk, and Workup. We kind of wanted to do Rain Dance. Me and Ryan, by the way, shout out to Ryan for helping me team build this week. But anyway, we kind of wanted to do Rain Dance over Workup, just to help, sack off Pyroar and then get Tornadus in to get the 100% accurate Hurricanes for a few turns. But at the same time, I can't really see myself bringing Pyroar and Tornadus. I can't really see them coming in close proximity enough to be able to pull off the Rain Dance plus Hurricane combo. So I decided to just go work up. Hyper Voice and Fire Blast is all the coverage we need for his team. Hyper Voice does more than HP Grass. I mean, not against Rhyperior. Rhyperior is the only thing that he could bring to wall this thing. I actually just noticed that, but that's okay, because Sleep Talk's. Let me just finish this out real quick. Sleep Talk is there for the Venusaur if he wants to stay in and hit us with the Sleep Talk, and Work Up is there just because if I predict a switch and I feel like I can sweep, maybe if Infernape's gone, then I can just go for Work Up, get my special attack up. It boosts attack and its special attack by 1 stage, so that could be nice. So yeah, and then finally Rivalry is here. This Pokemon's attacks do basically 25% more on the same gender targets and 25% less on opposite gender. So it's a risk versus reward, but I feel like it's a pretty good thing because this thing's male. Let me just. Oh, I can't. Okay, this thing's male because I was looking at his PMC battles. He usually runs all males. The only female he's run is the Mega Venusaur once, and that was last week or 2 weeks ago. And I don't know if he has had his week 7 battle yet. If he has, then I'll check that. But basically, he's brought males pretty much every single week in the PMC, so I'm hoping he does that again so I can get the Rivalry boost. Because if this thing does have the Rivalry boost, it's going to be doing a lot of damage. So that's really nice. Like Modest Life Orb, Fire Blast plus 25% more. Like that's a lot of damage. So that's that. Hopefully we're gonna be able to pick up a win. Alright, I'm done. I can't. I'm losing voice here. But anyway, like I said, the Rhyperiors are the really only thing that can wall us here. We just gotta be able to use this thing smart. So hopefully that's gonna work. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a pretty long one actually, but I just felt like explaining my sets a little bit different. It's a bit quirky. First time I haven't used Greninja since week 1. Week 1 was the only other week I haven't used Greninja. I'm not using Cure, which I usually use. I was about to not use Mega Scizor, but I kind of had to. So yeah, it's a little bit weird, but hopefully it works. It pays off. So I will see you guys in the battle tomorrow. I'll see you guys next time.